If you want to be the girl that everyone wants to date at school or at college, then this is the video for you. Because in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys some psychology hacks to get anyone to like you and some mindset hacks to become the girl that everyone falls in love with. Hi internet best friends, and welcome back to my sleepover. So I decided to go back to our little love series on this channel and make a video on how to be the girl that everyone wants to date. I'm gonna be telling you guys some psychology hacks to get your crush to like you back from a psychology major, and I'm gonna be sharing some mindset tips with you guys that helped me go from honestly spending my Valentine's days alone to actually for the first time dating someone on Valentine's Day that I had a huge crush on. Okay, I'm gonna start with one of the most beneficial and honestly surprising psychology hacks that are going to get your crush to think better about you, which is, as counterintuitive as it sounds, giving a compliment to someone else in the presence of your crush, or giving a compliment to someone when talking to your crush. For example, if you're talking about someone, or maybe even you're saying something about your friend, being like, I absolutely love Anna, she just has the best energy. Because of this thing called spontaneous trait transference, something that you said about Anna right there is going to be associated with you in your crush's mind. And this works with both positive and negative, so don't be going around talking about people. But something in your appearance that can make you really attractive, even from the psychological point of view, is your hair. Make sure to take care of your hair. Make sure that your hair is healthy. And actually, according to psychology, longer and more voluminous hair is perceived as more attractive, which this is honestly like a subconscious evolutionary thing that happened, because in the past, people tended to choose people that they're going to be in a relationship with based on like how healthy that person was. So definitely go ahead and oil your hair, do your overnight curls, and also use your hair to flirt. There are some of the best hair flirting hacks, the first one of which you guys can use at school, which is basically getting a pencil or a pen. A pencil is probably better. Do this if you're sitting next to your crush or in front of your crush. Basically just like taking your hair up like this and like taking a pencil, trying to make a bun with it. And then at some point you can either do it immediately, like, oh, like it didn't work out, so I'm letting it down and letting it kind of just like shake out, or over time, like maybe in a few minutes, just like letting it down, taking the pencil out to write something. But the point here is that you're going to let your hair fall and just shake it a little bit, which draws attention to your hair, which is pretty attractive. But also you can make this so much better if you use the power of scent. What you're gonna need to do for this is take a perfume. Why is it so hard to open? This one smells so good to me. It's really sweet. But basically take that and put it on the back of your neck as well as the top of your head. That is going to ensure that your hair smells nice. And also the back of the neck thing, when you lift your hair up, it's going to expose that part where you put your perfume, so that's going to spread the smell. And if your crush is behind you, they're going to sense it, and that's just such an attractive thing. But how you can take this even further is use the scents that make you perceived as more attractive. Did you know that there are some scents that actually can make you perceived as more attractive? I actually talked about this in one of my videos, but some of the scents that can make you perceived as more attractive are vanilla, musk, sandalwood, citrus, lavender, bergamot, peppermint, rose, and cinnamon. I think the biggest ones are vanilla and musk, so make sure to get perfumes that have that as one of their notes, because those scents in general is like a general thing. If your crush definitely hates vanilla, I don't know that, but in general, those are the scents that make you perceived as more attractive. But the next way to be perceived as more attractive by anyone is taking advantage of classical conditioning. Classical conditioning in psychology is basically when two things become associated with one another and trigger a response. The easiest way that I can explain this is if you've ever had that aunt as a kid that used to spoil you, or maybe even grandma, that whenever you saw grandma would always have a huge apple pie for you, and you would get incredibly happy when you saw that apple pie as a kid. So whenever you would see grandma, even when she didn't give you apple pie, you would have this warm, happy, kind of excited feeling to it, because subconsciously your grandma was associating with that amazing feeling of like giving you a lot of food and being really kind to you and giving you apple pie. But the way you can use this with your crush is by doing something that makes your crush feel good whenever you see them. Now, don't think about anything inappropriate. This can be as easy as making sure to be positive when you're talking to that person. Don't be naggy and complaining, because your emotions are contagious, and if you constantly complain and nag, then people will not want to talk to you anymore, because whenever they see you, they'll think of that nagging and in their head and how bad that makes them feel, and they'll just run the other way. It's one thing to have like a relatable experience to share, like being in a class and the teacher does something weird and you like look over at that person and give them like a knowing look, or laugh and look over at them and they laugh and look over at you, and kind of like have this shared experience of like, oh, why is this person holding us back 5 minutes into the lunchtime when the bell already rang? But it's completely different to be nagging and complaining whenever you talk to that person. But something that is going to help you be perceived as more attractive is something really small that you can do with your body language when talking to that person, which is just tilting your head a little bit to the side in a conversation with that person. That is based on psychology gonna make the person feel more attracted to you, because on the evolutionary basis, tilting your head was a sign of trust, so subconsciously that person is gonna feel more positive towards you. The same can be said in mirroring their body language. Have you ever noticed this naturally happening with someone that you're really close with? For example, maybe your best friend. You guys are sitting in the same exact position, or whenever you put your head on your hand, your best friend does the same shortly after. It's called mirroring, and that happens when people feel really closely connected to each other. But you can artificially do this as well. If you're talking to someone that you want to like you more, mirroring their body language is going to artificially create this feeling in them, and on a subconscious level they're going to feel more favorable towards you. And when you're talking with someone that you like, something that is really attractive that you can do is using a sparkling body lotion, or even a little bit of a sparkly eyeshadow. I don't know exactly what it is about sparkles, but they just make you look kind of more whimsical and honestly more attractive. But with lotions, it is equally as important to take care of your hygiene, because when you're clean and when you smell good, people are more likely to like you. But let's say you're going on a date with someone. Here are 2 things that are going to make that person more attracted towards you. Number 1, did you know that holding a warm drink while talking to someone is going to make you perceive that person as having more warm qualities to them and make you more attracted to that person? There was this study done where people either held a warm drink or a cold drink when interacting with someone, and those in the warm category were more likely to associate warm qualities and feel more favorable towards the person that they talked to. Now obviously don't do this in summer, but if you're going somewhere in winter or fall, maybe try getting a hot chocolate for you and your crush. And also, if this wasn't clear, the person that you want to like you has to be the one holding the warm drink, not you. And the second way to make someone feel more attracted to you when on a date, if the person is not scared of them, it can be a good idea to either go to an amusement park and go on some rides that boost your adrenaline, or watch a scary movie, because both of those things release adrenaline, and when adrenaline is released, you're more likely to bond with the person that you're with. That's why you see people falling in love so quickly in those dystopia YA movies. But speaking of dates and dating, one of the most important things when it comes to attraction is the principle of scarcity. When there's a lot of something, we tend to want it way less. Think of like how often do you want to eat apples as opposed to watermelon or berries that aren't around the whole year long. You probably don't necessarily think of apples because they're always available, they're always there, but you definitely crave fresh strawberries in the winter. That is because we tend to want the things that are not always so available. Whatever is a little less available is something that we think is more valuable. The way you can use this is not to sit around just waiting for the person that you like to text you. Go and enjoy your hobbies, go into your passion projects, go and work on yourself, work out, keep putting energy into yourself to the point where you don't even think about that person calling you. And don't always be like, oh yeah, like I'm free right now and I'm free right then, like when do you want to see me? When you're planning a date and you already have plans on that date, don't be the person who cancels their plans. Instead be like, oh actually I have my painting class that day, could we maybe do Thursday instead? That's a win-win, because you're not canceling your plans, and that's also going to make you more attractive to that person because you're not just always there and available. And sometimes from time to time it's also good to be so busy that maybe one time, don't do this like all the time, maybe you're so busy that you don't necessarily have time to text the whole day that day. Don't go overboard with this, but a little bit of scarcity can actually work in your favor. And in order to be the person that anyone you like is attracted to, that everyone likes back, and is the most admired girl in every room, you have to keep your inner energy in check. Meditate, journal, listen to affirmations, listen to subliminals, whatever you need to do. Just make sure to feel good inside you and take care of your mental health, because when you feel good about you, other people are going to be more drawn to you. But if you guys want to know some more things to be more magnetic to the person that you're talking and not not feel nervous around somebody that you like, then check out this video right here. And if you guys want to know more psychology principles that are going to get anyone to like you, then check out this video right here. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm incredibly tired. I've been filming 2 videos in a row and I'm just absolutely dying. I love you guys. Bye.